Matt, so Macclesfield on Saturday and the first of 3 away trips in 7 days.
Yeah, look, away trips are always difficult, location-wise. We always know we've got a long way to travel. But one we go into on the back of 2 good wins with a little bit of confidence behind us. Hopefully our fans can make the journey. They've got to be careful because of the weather. Hopefully that doesn't affect the traffic too much. We know it's going to be a difficult game this weekend. I think they've only lost twice at home all season since the new manager's come in. A lot of tight results and a lot of tight games are a team to be aware of. But like I say, we've got to go there and back ourselves.
I mean, I should say conditions could play their part. A lot of rain forecast.
Yeah.
With pitch, like ours is holding up so well this time of year.
Yeah, it plays its part. Of course it does. Wind, rain, bit of snow. We are still in the middle of this storm. It's affected our training this week. Luckily we got the AstroTurf surface, but then that surface is a little bit false to what we certainly played on Tuesday and then what we might play on Saturday. So that always plays its part. Hopefully we've learned a lot from the last few weeks. You think back to the Swindon game when those conditions were difficult, and how to play at certain moments in games in certain conditions and what to do in those circumstances. So hopefully we're better placed. Hopefully we're a little bit stronger in terms of group physically and mentally.
As you mentioned, they're good home form. They're also fighting against the drop, aren't they? It's been quite a turbulent season.
Yeah, it's always turbulent. It seems like a lot of off-field problems. But if they didn't have those points deducted, they'd be comfortably mid-table. So the position they are at the moment is a little bit false, and that's no fault to anyone at the club in terms of the playing personnel and obviously the coaching and management staff. Like I say, a lot to admire about Macclesfield, the way they keep on going in amongst adversity, and they've got some good people at the football club as well. So we want them to do well. Just hopefully not this weekend.
It's a chance to extend the run to 3 matches now as well and start another good run.
Yeah, to a certain extent, you want to go on runs. Runs mean you remain undefeated, but we've got to keep picking up points. A lot was made of the week before where we didn't pick up enough points. All of a sudden, you win 2 games and you're in a stronger position. Just keep taking every game as it comes. Saturday will be different to what we faced on Tuesday. We're certainly different to what we'll face the following Tuesday. But we've got to approach it with the right mindset and keep our game as simple as we possibly can, and keep working hard for each other. If we do that, I always say we'll give ourselves a chance.
And it was a tough place to go this time last season, when they turned the result around. I guess there's probably not much that you can take from
different personnel, different manager, same opposition, same learning experience. We weren't quite strong enough to see that game through like we should have done. We were so comfortable at 1-0 and at 2-1, but mistakes were in our game at that stage last season. I think we've got rid of those mistakes, but that's part and parcel of football. Moments make football games, and unfortunately when we went to Macclesfield last season we were on the wrong end of the result due to certain moments in that game. Away from home you have to be tough. In terms of the way you approach the game and your mindset, but you also your willingness to go above and beyond in the work rate, and that group has given me that all season, which is why generally our form has been consistent enough. A few blips here and there, so we go with a good mindset this weekend. Like I say, we'll assess what's to come in terms of what the opposition bring and what the weather brings, and we've got to react to that.
3 goals in his last 2 games against Macclesfield for Ryan Bowman as well. It's a team he enjoys playing against.
Yeah, would appear so. I think that was his first goal for us last season, and then he went on a run off the back of that. Look, he took his goal well Tuesday. An important moment for Ryan, leading goal scorer. It keeps leading the line for us. I know what I want from Ryan. I've made it pretty clear to Ryan what I expect from him in terms of his game and his physicality and his running. He's a man mountain, and one to be feared in this league. And when he's on his game, there's no one better at this level. So hopefully he keeps on contributing, keeps on scoring those goals, keeps on putting himself forward to do that, keeps on helping the team.
Johnny Maxted's obviously missed the last couple of matches. Is there any update on his?
Look, it's a tear. I always say the medical staff are the experts, but if you've got a tear inside your inner muscles on your side or your stomach area, it's a worrying time. He certainly won't be available for the foreseeable future, but he's already 2 weeks in. So if you gave a time frame of around 6 weeks, he's already 2 weeks into that, so 4 weeks doesn't feel or seem too far away. We want him back fit, but we've got more than enough in terms of Lewis, who's come in and done well. Still probably finding his feet and finding his rhythm in terms of his game time, because he was out for so long with his broken arm. It's been a strange season for goalkeepers. Both, you'd say, have performed well, but both have had pretty serious injuries at different times and been really unlucky. And as a goalkeeper, you want to play as many games as you can and keep putting yourself in those positions. So a little bit of a shame that neither one of them have seen each other through in terms of their season, but it's also meant a stronger competition and also highlighted the fact that we needed to recruit 2 top quality goalkeepers.
Absolutely, and I guess it's been a great experience for Jack Arthur to be involved with first.
Definitely
on the bench.
Definitely, and Jack's one we're earmarking for the future. He's still a first year YT, so he's not even a second year yet. He's not under 18, he's an under 17. For him to be involved in the first team environment is great for his experience, but he trains with us every day. We make sure he trains with us, so he's got that understanding of what's needed at first team level. If he's called upon, he's called upon. He performed really well in the 23s week before last, so hopefully he's building his confidence off the back of that. And like I say, he's one we're earmarking for the future. If injuries and form and suspension happened around Lewis at the moment, then obviously I'd look at it.
And in terms of the rest of the squad, Tom Parks had his issue on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Law missed out. Is there any update?
Well, Tom's not been in today. Precaution as much as anything, because he didn't feel great yesterday as well. So we'll assess him in terms of travelling first and foremost and training tomorrow, and then obviously the game Saturday. Nicky Law has done a little bit today in terms of just away from the group. His back and his neck are still pretty stiff and sore from that whack or that challenge on Saturday. We hope he'll travel. It'd be unrealistic to expect him to play a big part in Saturday, but we'll see. Jake Taylor obviously seems to have been getting through this ankle injury. He was on the bench Tuesday. It's just if he takes another whack on that spot, so we're trying to protect him as best we can, but we want him available. And then the rest of the group aren't too bad. Obviously, Craig Woodman's still a longer term absentee, and Jack Sparks.
And MJ's come into the team, performed very well. A couple of goals, a couple of assists. That must be great to.
It is, but he's done that time and time again, and now he's getting a run of games. Keep his game simple. I think first half was an example of what we need to do better, not just MJ, but collectively as a group when the game is not as clean and is not as simple. Second half, obviously against 10 men, we were able to move that ball and get real control of that game, and MJ was a big part of that. He's always a goal threat, and he's always a threat set piece wise, and he gets in good positions in around the 18-yard box. We want him to keep doing that and keep on contributing.
And finally, Archie took the captain's armband again on Tuesday as well, something he's done a few times this season to good effect.
Yeah, look, without Jake and Dean in the starting lineup, Archie's our next in line, and hopefully it keeps inspiring him. I'm going to keep on pushing Archie. I'm going to keep on telling him, because I see a huge potential there with Archie. He's playing well and consistently for us at a League 2 level, but we all feel he's a player of a higher quality there.